Hello, welcome to Vegas Nation Mailbag, along with NFL writer Gilberto Manzano. I'm Brian Salmon, and this is our first show, our inaugural show, Mailbag. Gilbert, man, what are we doing here? Why are we doing this show?
There's a lot going on with Jon Gruden back. People have questions. People have hot takes. They want to, ask me how's Marshawn looking. How's the new kid Coach Miller looking. So people want to know about the team. So if you have questions, send them my way on Twitter at gmanzano24, at my email. So we're willing to come together, Raider Nation, and bring these hot takes to life.
I can imagine people are always stopping. People always want to either give you a long soliloquy about something, or they want to talk about whatever all the time, don't they?
Yeah, it's always about fantasy football, but they want to know about the Raiders more. And, that water cooler talk gets people going sometimes. All
right, the water cooler talk. All right, so one thing that we're going to talk about, the very first thing, can Marshawn Lynch still be productive at 32? Now, that is a story that you wrote, and it's actually right now on reviewjournal.com, right?
Yeah, you can find it right now on the website.
All right, so that is the first topic that we kind of talked about, or at least Gilbert talked about in this story. The first question that we have, it comes from Ed Vosi. Ed Vosi, you are the first person to be on Mailbag, and what you had to say was something special. Here it is. Now, this is a mediocre team at best. Mr. Carr, not Derek Carr, but Mr. Carr is a pedestrian, very proper, a pedestrian quarterback who doesn't deserve the expectations. So be nice and then kill him right after that. Does not deserve the expectations that are foisted onto his shoulders. The rest of the team is the usual disaster. I'm looking at a 7-9 season record and hoping that I am wrong. So, I guess, what do you think about, not the fact that he called him Mr. Carr, that he's very pedestrian quarterback? I mean, what about this hot take right here?
There's a lot going on, but, foisted stands out. That's a Curb Your Enthusiasm episode. Larry David must like that word.
Yeah, I didn't even remember it, and I'm a Curb guy.
Well, the first thing that stands out for me on the hot take is Derek Carr being pedestrian, average. I think that, that's reaching there. A couple years ago, he was an MVP candidate, entering that top 5 elite status. Yeah. Took the Raiders to the playoffs, something that hasn't been done in 12 years.
Exactly.
And we just forgot about it. You must have forgot. We used to say with Roy Jones Jr. right there. But, sometimes quarterbacks have it down here when it comes to injuries or just a different offensive play caller. And then we saw with Matt Ryan. He got a new play caller and Kyle Shanahan, and he got the MVP Super Bowl. And then you get Steve Sarkisian down here. So these guys, it happens for Derek Carr. Now he has Jon Gruden, Martavis Bryant, Jordan Nelson, a first-round left tackle, and Colton Miller. So they're helping Derek Carr. He's still very young in his mid-20s.
Yeah.
Just got paid. So the foisted pressure, he deserved it because he got paid like Kirk Cousins and Jimmy G and Matt Ryan. But I think Derek Carr will be all right. Now, for the 7-9 record, I think he might be right there.
Come on.
When I first saw this roster, I just saw a lot of, holes, weakness here and there. But then I feel better, though. It could be a hopeful 7-9. That, by next year, they'll be in the playoffs kind of thing. Jon Gruden created competition. He has depth now, especially at D-line with P.J. Hall, Mo Hurst.
It looks like he might have hit pretty well on P.J. Hall.
And that's what you got to do to get these franchises back, back on track. We saw what New Orleans Saints a year ago. Their defense was horrendous, and you draft them, Marshawn Lattimore, and suddenly you're one of the top secondaries in the league.
Yeah.
So it's all about drafting. So it could be 7-9, 9-7 kind of range. But I think with a lot of upside and a lot to be excited about.
I love that. We're going to end it on that one. It feels like a good 7-9.
It's a difference.
A good 7-9, Ed. So he kind of agrees with you there. All right, let's go to the second one that we have. We have a few tweets. This one's the first tweet from, and we're going to talk about Donald Penn. All right, so Michael Gelkin had a tweet that he sent out. Raiders and left tackle Donald Penn have agreed to a contract restructure. Sources say that in exchange to new term-friendly parameters, Penn will receive more guaranteed money over next 2 years than he otherwise was set to earn. All right, so to that, Chucky is back. I like that Twitter handle, by the way. What about Mac? So I guess they're assuming that they can take some of the money from Mac some of the money from Donald Penn and give it to Mac. But Michael Gelkin, I love this. Raiders do save money from Donald Penn restructure, but it has minimal bearing on Khalil Mack's situation. Beautiful analogy right here. It's like canceling a Netflix subscription before purchasing a new car. So I guess the money that you save from Netflix is not really going to help you buy a new car. That's pretty good.
Yeah, and I think Khalil Mack can afford Netflix or a new car. So that, like Michael said, it's not going to matter much when it comes to helping out the extension for Khalil Mack.
Yeah.
But people really want to see Khalil Mack back in the house. So they're looking for any way to kind of, this might be a hopeful sign to bring back our star pass rusher. Yeah. This wasn't it.
Yeah. So what about Colton Miller? Like, should he be a left tackle? Do you think he's good at left tackle? Or should they – I mean, they always talk about you don't lose your starting position to an injury when they talk about quarterbacks and whatnot. Penn was just injured. He was a left tackle. Should he come back and be the left tackle or right tackle?
Yeah,
what do you think?
That was the next question, after people were, asked about Mack was like, well, what does that mean now for Donald Penn and Khalil Mack? Donald Penn and Colton Miller. Who's going to get the left job? And Victor Javier Corona here says like, give the job to the kid, Colton Miller. Donald Penn. Your time is done. Give it to Colton Miller.
Wow.
And that's kind of a risky take for a young guy to be a left tackle for your franchise quarterback. He needs to be protected.
Yes.
So that's kind of a risky take there. John Gruden, it seems like he's going left tackle Colton Miller. He's not going 1998. He wants a young guy. He wants a youth movement to get it going.
Okay.
But I think John Gruden kind of threw a curveball this week in training camp.
Yeah.
He put Donald Penn at right tackle.
Yeah.
I thought it would be the other way around. I thought it would be Colton Miller at right tackle. Donald Penn, the 3-time Pro Bowler, going to his old spot. Left tackle. No, he flipped it up, John Gruden there.
He flipped it.
He's been doing all training camp, it seems like. So now you have Colton locked in at left tackle for now. It's not permanent.
Yeah, they said that yesterday.
He's trying out with Donald Penn at right tackle. They feel that's their best. That's their
do you like
unit.
that though?
I think it's risky. One thing I do like, it's not permanent yet. I want to see how Colton Miller does in even the preseason. Some game 3 is when a lot of the starters play.
Yeah.
And I think they're facing the Packers that week.
Maybe.
So maybe they face some of the top pass rushers, and if he's doing well, he's not holding like on the
He's not holding on 60-yard touchdown runs by Marshawn
or
Lynch.
he's getting beat and he's looking great, then you go for it. That's your best lineup on the O-line, you go for it. But if he's struggling, you might want to put Donald Penn back, who's one of the best left tackles in the league, back at his old position.
Let's go ahead and take a look at the very last tweet that we have. And basically we're talking about Khalil Mack. Khalil Mack, can he, is he gonna play? I mean, really, they're talking about Donald Penn and Colton. Can he sit and learn or whatever? Pay the Mac. I like that. But it's really about Khalil Mack. Is he going to come back? Are they going to pay the Mac like this Twitter handle has?
I like that Twitter handle.
Yeah, me too.
He's gonna get paid, but I don't think this year.
Really? He's going to come back before he's going to end his holdout without getting paid?
The reports are saying they're not even talking to each other. There's not a lot going on, and I think John Gruden kind of wants a prove it to me year, which is kind of funny to say for Khalil Mack. We've seen what he could do.
He was the defensive player of the year in the NFL. I think
all pro at 2 positions, linebacker and ed rusher. But John Gruden likes to fire you out. He's not going to hand you jobs. Like maybe if Derek Carr didn't get paid a year ago, he might want to give him some fire there too, some type of way. I don't know how, but that's what John Gruden brings. He wants the intensity. And I think he's banking on him selling Khalil Mack when he comes back. Hey, you're going to like playing for me. Wow. We're going to get over this bridge, but for now, show me your best. I think that's what they're trying to do. And I know people talk about Aaron Donald and Khalil Mack.
I was going to say that, yeah.
And who's going to get paid first. Aaron Donald, his regime, his GM, Les Snead, and Sean McVay, they've been there a while. They've talked to each other. John Gruden is new. Paul Gunther is new. So I think it's going to be, show me what you got. And also, he still has his 5th-year option.
Yeah.
He has a franchise tag, another franchise tag you want to keep paying him?
They could do, yeah.
So you could pretty much wait it out for 3 years. That's a long time to have your...
If they do that, he's never coming back next year. If they don't pay him this year and they try to franchise tag him, there's no way that does.
I think this 5th year, it's when you take a chance. You kind of want to see what's going on, and you want to motivate him. But yeah, when it comes to next July and you're still having this topic, he might remember in the back of his mind, these guys still don't believe me. I got to go elsewhere. And sometimes these free agents in the NFL are doing that now. Look at Kirk Cousins. He banked on himself. He's like, I'm not taking your deal. You're lowballing me.
Yeah.
And he got paid
he got paid
big money for Kirk Cousins.
Yeah.
And then Le'Veon Bell is doing a running back.
He's
taking the same thing. So it's a new age when it comes to free agency in the NFL. And Khalil Mack, it doesn't matter if he's not. I know. Don't get worried, Raider Nation. He's going to be there.
I'm worried. I can't believe that they would. First of all, do you think that John Gruden has any say in the general managers meeting when they're talking about paying Khalil Mack?
I think he's the main guy. I think
really,
he might be. I know Reggie McKinnon's the GM, but I think John Gruden has a lot of say.
Wow.
A lot of the moves that happen because of him, and I think John Gruden is just that type of guy. He wants you to prove it to me. But he's also confident in him being a leader. When it comes to you coming back, and Khalil Mack's gonna like playing for John Gruden. People are gonna forget about this. That's the way I see it.
The hot take from Gilberto Monsanto is that Khalil Mack will be back. He's not going to miss any time, but he's not going to get paid this year.
Yes, I think I'm looking at my crystal ball. I think that's going to happen. And I think Mack's going to have, a fire under him. He's going to be motivated. And you think he's good last year or the year before, he's going to be much better this year.
All right. So last topic, we have to talk about this. And I kind of alluded to it. It's a story that you have at reviewjournal.com. If you haven't read it, folks, go and read it right now. But can Marshawn Lynch still be productive at 32? 60-yard touchdown in the preseason first game says that he can.
Yeah,
That's my reply to you. What do you think?
Yeah, that was a highlight. I know it's preseason, but everybody remembers that big run. Like Marshawn Lynch can still run. So I got that question from fantasy football guys. Like, hey, how's Marshawn looking? All of a sudden, nobody asked me about Marshawn a week ago. He's 32 years old. He's older in age, like going into his 11th year in the NFL. But when they saw that speed, burning that safety, Glover Quinn, people were excited about Marshawn. And that's the thing, from seeing him at camp, he's still breaking tackles.
Yes.
He's making cuts. He's going through the hole like we saw.
He's well preserved.
Yeah, he had the year off.
Yeah.
It seemed like last year he didn't get a lot. He had, I think, about over 200 carries. Usually he gets about 300 carries. So
exactly.
He finished really strong. So that's an upside. The only thing is when it comes to father time, and you're a running back over 30, and especially when he goes 31, 32, that's like 40 already for running back.
Wow.
It kind of creeps up.
Adrian Peterson at 31, 32?
They're the same age. They came from the same draft class, but he's not even in the league. Marshawn he still has a starting job and he's doing well. So I think this year I think he's going to be all right. But don't be surprised if maybe sometimes an injury can happen, a hamstring, and it's kind of hard to recover.
Don't say that.
I don't want to say anything bad, but it's just his age. It kind of worries me. But what I'm seeing in practice, in games, he's looking great. He's looking like beast mode again.
All right, so this is Mailbag, our first show. If folks want to contact you, how can they give you their hot takes? How can they complain? How can they rant and give you long soliloquies?
Yeah, you got to bring all those hot takes to me. You can send me a tweet at gmonsanto24, or just send me an email. It could be a long email. You can go longer there. gmonsanto@reviewjournal.com.
All right, so those are two ways. Snapchat, whatever. Gilbert,
IG, you bring it all.
Bring it all. All right, so like you bring it today, right?
Yeah, you too, Brian.
My guy. Vegas Nation Mailbag with Roberto Monsanto. I'm Brian Salmon, folks. We'll see you next time.